Don Hoaglin, how you doing today? We're here at the Yacht Club.
Great, Sean.
It's great to have you. This is one of the ones we're sponsoring to kind of cover a little bit of your life history and some memories of the club. And you've been here since, was it 85?
85.
So we're coming up on 40 years at the club.
Yes.
Now, you said your first connection of the club was, who was the gentleman that you said that got you to the club?
Joe Baxter.
That's right, Joe Baxter.
Well known here at the club and on the river, and a great guy. He's since passed away.
So how did you get connected to Joe?
Dates way back to grade school. He hung out with my younger brothers, and he went to Cathedral also.
Okay.
And that's how we met.
All right, so the purpose of these is to let people know a little bit about your life, also a little bit about the family, honor them, and some club memories, and honoring people at the club as well. I know that recently Bob Fox and Bob, there's another Bob also that passed. There's
Bob McAdams.
Yeah, Bob McAdams.
John Clemens right before him. There, 3 in a row here in the past 2 weeks. Sorry,
right?
That's
good
guys, all of them.
That's a lot, and I know it's tough. Georgia Fox, we're going to be doing hers here in a little bit. I know
Very
her
long
husband
time
was
friend.
involved in the club for Commodore multiple times, and
yeah, our husband Dave, very good friends. We traveled together, went different places, boat trips, Florida, Cancun. Good people.
All right, so you went to Cathedral High School and Cathedral Grade School.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't realize there was also, I guess, the younger generations.
Yes.
Not realize it was
8th grade, 14th in Pennsylvania, right behind a big church.
And you knew my father and my uncle from Christ the King.
Yes, that's true. What church together?
Bill Kirker and Joe Kirker. Yeah. Well, Joe's passed, but Bill's still around. All right. So your parents were Jerry and Mary, and your dad was in the furniture business.
Furniture business, yes.
So what did he do? You have a shop, or what did he?
I had stores. One downtown next to the Indiana Theater.
Okay.
And then one at 18th and Meridian, across from Feeney Hornack or Feeney Kirby at that time.
What was the name of the shop?
Yeah.
What was the name of it?
Meridian Showrooms.
Okay.
And the other one was L&A Furniture, I think. Forget what it stood for. Not their names.
Does your mother marry? Did she ever work anywhere, have any industry?
No, just raised the 8 kids. That was enough.
Right, 8 kids. That's a lot. You've got a 20-year range.
Yeah.
You're 82, and the youngest is 62.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
So where did you fall within the hierarchy of the kids? Were you one of the oldest?
Second to the oldest.
Second to the oldest.
The oldest, I'm next, and we lived at 32nd in Pennsylvania. Close to everything and schools and all.
And so what was that like, having that many siblings? There's a lot of people back then that had a lot.
Because the house people were in and out all the time. It was constant gatherings. And
is that kind of why you and your 2 brothers have the house up on the river that's the party house to keep
that is
the rotation
true.
Of social going?
We started as a family operation, and it branched out from there. It's just going to be a weekend house, and then it's turned into a show place. Not show place as far as looks, but as far as gatherings.
But you've had, would you say, weekly, multiple a month, big events?
Close to weekly. About every weekend, summertime, the doors open. People come and go all the time. The bar's open. They come and go, use the bathroom, hang around, make some drinks, and back on the water again.
Okay.
That's it. And then at sunset, we'll usually meet there at sunset.
So when you really started getting into the club, what were some aspects of it besides being on the river and being able to drink with your friends and have a great time? What are some things about the club itself and about the people that really kind of sucked you into really enjoying it and wanting to stay for 40 years?
The camaraderie. It's just like a big family, man. I don't know. I met everybody, and it seemed like you get clicked off real quick, and then hung out a long time with Dave Fox, was Commodore then, and his wife, and got us more acquainted with more people, and I don't know, just grew from there. It's just all been good. Got involved in the river cleanup, and
let's show that just for a second here. All those names in the middle, these are all the volunteers.
Yes, usually right around 60 volunteers, maybe 15 to 30 boats, and scoured the banks up and down to start the river off. And And because of that, there's not that much to pick up anymore. It's just people are on their, whatever might float down from up north, but people are very river conscious, cleaning, so picking up after themselves.
And it gets knocked out in one day.
Yes.
Where do you take it all down to Brawl Park? Where do you take all the trash?
No, we have the dumpster. Keep It Indianapolis Beautiful drops off Department of Public Works drops off a dumpster right at our landings down here. So the boats just pull in, dump all their trash in. They come and pick it up the next day. So
does it fill it up?
Yeah,
more than
always
fill it
up. Always fill it up.
You ever need a couple?
Well, we might hit our garages too while we're at it. So what the hell,
So something that I think is hilarious, and everybody else does, is that you're the prosecutor for the flags of honor or dishonor. I don't know how you want to look
heavy
at
on
it.
The dishonor, actually, but depending on how you look at it.
So somebody's either falling in the river, they're doing something dumb on the river, or they're doing something dumb off premise.
Or like myself, flipped a pontoon upside down. Who hasn't, And then you get brought up behind in a regular meeting with the judge. You have your attorneys furnished for you pro bono.
How'd you flip the pontoon?
The water was
because that's hard, right?
That day. Yes, it is tough. You got to work at it. Water is up. Our history's been when the water gets over 5 feet, there's a caravan of boats. We all go all the way to Noblesville or pass to the next dam, which is about 30 miles.
Wow.
And everybody looks forward to that time. And this time it was probably up maybe about 7 feet and a little more current than our little motor could handle on our boat. And the river had its way with us. And we ended up upside down, hitting some trees and stuff. But we lived through it. So it's fun to talk about.
Was it too weighted on the right?
And the next day,
what was the actual flipping point? That's what I'm
it rested sideways on the river with the current coming down against some trees, and finally it got underneath. The current was so high that it flipped the boat upside down.
Okay.
But here's the kicker. I don't think I'd been there that long. And a couple days later, I get a call from people who, some I didn't even know yet. And they were down at Sandy Point there. And they got 8 boats together on record and said, hey, we're taking your boat. We're flipping it back over and flipping it upright if you want to join us today. So I went and bought some beer and a couple of cases. I said, you're a little short on the beer there. So we got some more. And anyway, but main thing is these people, some of them I didn't even know them. And here they are all down. It was a rainy day. And I know they're up on the bank with the wrecker and they're all around their boats. And anyway, it was just...
All right, so let's talk about some other people.
Nice stuff.
Who are some other people that have done, let's say, something on the river that was definitely not approved to do, and they got the flag? Like, what are some of the more highlight ones of some other tomfoolery that's happened on the river that they earned the flag?
Well, they're famous for the... you might get mooned on there if you're having a party or something at your house along the river, and it could be the moon might be shining bright that day or that night, whatever. So
you were the entertainment chair for a long time.
Yeah, not a long time, few years.
And then the welcome chair,
along with Georgia Fox, in fact.
And you were the welcome chair. So what aspects? Like, what's the job for being the entertainment chair? What do you actually have to do? Just get a hold
of get our dates set up and set up different events. The bands, different parties, activities, like comedy night we got coming up here in a couple of nights, and book in different fun events.
So did you happen to, I guess, inherit the list of contacts for the people to book, or did you have to find your own?
Yeah, as I recall. Yeah, it's been a while now, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Cindy Brown handles it now, and she's got a whole list of bands that are begging to play here. So she's got to pick through, and everybody wants to play here because of the layout and the atmosphere.
Right.
Both rivers full of boats out there, stacked out there. So.
And your son, he plays in a band. Is Joe? Isn't that right?
Joe plays in 2 bands, and hopefully she'll book both of them this year. She can squeeze them in amongst all the people she's got knocking her door down.
What are the 2 names?
Ditchweed and Tres Amigos.
Tres Amigos. Hey. And I know your wife had passed away, Marty. I'm assuming she was with you from the beginning here.
Yes.
How many years were you guys married?
55.
55 years. My parents actually are hitting that in April. So how would you kind of describe her and her personality raising
Uh,
the
Perfect
boys?
for us. Everybody liked you here because she worked me over pretty regularly, and that's and rightfully so in a good way. But
Sure.
I missed the leash I had. I had a very long leash, but I wish I had it now because I need to be reeled in every now and then. So I missed the leash.
What kind of hobbies and things did she have that she got into besides raising the kids?
Boy, she was working. So she worked at Cathedral High School also.
Okay.
And anyway, hobbies, worked at Deer Creek. She's out there following, worked there too. So I don't know. Other than that, hey, just keeping the house immaculate and all that. So
Right.
did a great job. So
And then your parents, what were
and traveling.
your parents were Jerry and Mary. So,
Right.
so how would you kind of describe Jerry and what he did in the furniture business as? Was he a real go-getter? Was he always trying to expand, or what was his kind of growth within his career?
Boy, I'm sorry to say, I think no. I mean, it's a good way. He was a great dad and a great provider, to put it mildly. And luckily, me and Dave got to go on trips. They'd take us out west. We were the oldest in the family, so the other ones, he died at 47, so they didn't get to know him as well as we did. But wonderful people, and they were partiers too. And the same thing, I have guests over at the house, and they're partying too, and just a great family.
Is there any aspects of his personality that you really see in yourself? Do you kind of picked up those particular traits?
This is one of them. And and the gap for BS, I guess that would be the deal. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So,
all right. So, as far as some other people here at the club that you've been able to really enjoy a lot of time with, you said the Foxes and the Boones and the Spencers and the Cowsers. So,
yeah,
why don't you give me some Boone memories? Some Mike Boone.
I don't rings. Well,
if you can.
Nothing. Mike's boat show is just good stuff. I mean, not just funny, a whole lot of funny stuff in there, but mainly putting together the boat show every year. You know, he'd have all these antique boats coming, people that knew him from years around all over the state, bringing their classic boats here and all this, putting us all together. He did a great job at it. He was just a good guy, well liked by everybody. So,
have you been on his Woodies?
Yes, yeah, more than once.
So what are some other things that have happened on the river that you think are kind of historic moments that definitely should be saved? Some transitions or some big things happened, or
I'm trying to pick some out. See, almost gone over the dam a few times, different people, a houseboat, trying to think of, let's see, Ron,
about flooding or anything like that?
About what?
Flooding.
91, right around the same time we came in, it was up to 19 and a half feet, went over the levee at it was the highest I've seen it here. And all the docks, lost a lot of docks and boats and stuff out. And right a little bit before my time, the ice, when the river ice is over, and then it raises at the same time, rain comes down and raises the river, and the ice cracks. And I didn't get to see it, but I've just heard about it, where it flips, takes everything along the river with it. So, but I missed that, but heard about it.
How about the raft race?
Oh, raft race is great. I forgot about that. It starts down at the landings down here.
With some, what I remember seeing when I was a kid, when I was a little kid, probably 8.
Yeah.
That there was a guy with a lazy boy chair that had 2 kegs underneath it and a paddle. And he was just paddling the lazy boy down the river. What's one of the funniest floats you remember seeing?
There's nothing too unusual. Let's see, one of the brothers was a kitchen manager at Fridays, and he made a double-decker boat with the Fridays and the workers. The gals are on the boat. It's two decks on there. But there's so many neat ones. The huge crowd. The banks were full of people all the way down, and that was the best. I think that was the best thing I've seen on the rivers race when it was going on. So,
what about the house-to-house progressive dinner thing?
Yes. Rick and Annie Ward have been putting that on for I don't know how many years now, and we'll have the scavenger hunt, and we'll have the taste of the river, where different people will volunteer their houses out, and one will serve breakfast, usually us, and then another one's a brunch, another one's a lunch, and the cocktails and what have you, and stop at different houses all the way down, you know. And, real fun time. People want to show off their houses and this and that, and so Boone's one of those people, and a lot of fun. In fact, we're due to have that again. So,
and you've been made a lifetime member. Is that right? Is that the proper term for it? What's
that? Yeah, I didn't think I wasn't deserving, and I'm not deserving. And I even wrote him a letter about that, but I really appreciate it. At the time, I was falling on some hard times, and wife had lost her leg and dialysis, a lot of problems.
If new members were coming to the club, obviously they got to wait. They got to wait a year or two. They got to, they got to wait on. So now it's up to 3-ish.
2 to 3.
2 to 3 years. So, what advice would you give them to stick in there and stay with it? Like, what would you?
Well, luckily we have a new Jason Fortune is a new chairman, membership chairman, and he's really pushing to get them involved right off the bat when they're signed up. When they sign up for membership and they get close, and they just had them every meeting now. They're wearing their tags with who their name is. He has them come up, talk about themselves and all that, so everybody gets to know. He makes sure he emails them when it's time. We've got a work party going on. We need him there, so they get situated with. You get to know everybody and get involved, and he's doing a great job of it. And that's how this. Now that he's on top of his game in that regard. So that's really what we needed in the past, and we got it now. So
right.
So
well, I'm getting ready to interview Georgia Fox. What are some of your memories with her and her husband?
Her husband is Dave Fox. She worked him over real good too, which was probably her funniest part. I think was just working him over, and he needed that. He needed some guidance. So
Where's some of the places you guys went?
Cancun might have been the best. Florida, 10 years probably down there. Houseboat Lake down in Kentucky, Cumberland, I don't know, 5 times down there.
So what's some funny things that Dave did on one of those vacations you kind of remember?
Oh, hell, I don't want to say that on film, I mean, shit.
That's fine. But how would you describe him? How would you describe his personality, and how would you describe Dave?
Oh, it's quiet, laid back. If you didn't know him too well, you might think, the guy's not too friendly, but he was.
Right.
And a hell of a worker, dependable as hell. He's going to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. He'll be first one there, last one to leave when he come to work. And good guy, really good guy.
That's great. So overall, you've got 40 years here at the club. Is there anything specific that really stands out that really makes you think this place is going to last a long time, and here's the main kind of reason why?
Well, I don't know. I see all the new members are coming in. They're waiting in line to get in here. They just come a few times, have dinner and some drinks, and they see what's going on. And the camaraderie between the people. I mean, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter. We got millions of errors here. I don't know how many we got now. I used to have none, and now there's, I don't know, more than a few.
Right.
So, but they're mixing right in with the white collar, with the blue collars. You know what I mean? So it's all coming. I think that's really what they like. It's it's a nice mix.
Good balance.
People, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no pretenses or anything.
So you're going to be one of the first 5 for this month here in January. What do you think about the concept of the families and the people being able to save their stories for their families, as well as memories of people at the club and river memories and all that?
Great idea. Great idea. We talk about that. New people come along don't know that. We just had our albums out here and marking them off for the guys. The guy just passed away, and the one's coming up here, and so people can go back and see what the club's all about. And we're going to set those more in a more prominent place where people can see them. That way, when they come in, they can see, wow, all this is going on here at the club.
Right.
So anyway.
Well, one thing we're going to be able to do, and I'll see if I got one here. This was one of my older clients, but it was the Marlboro car for the Indy 500, the guy that owned it. People are going to be able to have their own card to hand out their story to others. So people can take the card, and I'm going to design up one for you, and you're going to be able to hand out the story. I think that'll be a cool way for people to be able to kind of let everybody know what's going on. And anyway.
You've got a great, valuable product here that...
It's all about having a good conversation, a little organized. I'll show this as well. This is kind of what we use as a menu so people can see different topics, people to save memories about. But that's what we took your notes on today.
Well, I should have rehearsed ahead of time.
Nah, you never need to. You just need somebody to help kind of guide it, and we just walk through it. But I appreciate your time today, Don.
Thank you, Sean.
And I'm glad you're one of the first. We got kind of your overall story arc, and hopefully you've got some other people that you think would be good to nominate.
Sure, there's many that'll do this and be happy to do it. So
right, okay, well,
I
beautiful.
appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to do this.
Thank you.